Do business. Act business. Business
Hello viewers, you're welcome yet again to your program Business Matters. My name is Stephen Ipalobo Lawson.
Let's talk business. Business matter.
The Nigerian economy obviously is facing a whole lot of challenges. The economic indexes and statistics seems to be creating a very gloomy atmosphere in the country. What do we need to do to be able to get out of this? It's a responsibility that you, myself, the president, the governors, the legislators, as well as even the market trader has to come together to ensure that we are able to take this country for where it is to the place we believe it should be. Let us have our business update. Well, it's our culture on Business Matter to invite a very distinguished, cerebral, practicing individual and professional to the studio to help us do justice to the topic of the day. And today we're looking at the state of the Nigerian economy, the good, the bad, and the hopeful. And joining me in the studio is no other person than the Managing Director and CEO of APT Securities and Funds Limited. He's also the chairman of MTI PLC and the MIMAC Resources Limited. He also is the director in Urban Development Bank of Nigeria, PLC, APT Pension Funds Managers Limited, Clay Branch Limited, and the APT Bureau de Change Limited companies, among other companies, as a matter of fact. He's a passionate Nigerian who is obviously a former council member of the Nigerian Stock Exchange and presently also a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, as well as the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers. I'm talking about no other person than Mr. KASIMU GARBA KURFI. How are you, sir? You're welcome. Yeah. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
It's always a great excitement for me when I have him in the studio, because I've seen very few Nigerians who actually want the country to work, and you want the country to work rightly. And one of the ways the country can actually thrive is in the area of economy. Now, for the past 4 years, so to speak, if we're going to start off from that precedence after the COVID, because COVID seemed to have changed a whole lot to where we are presently in 2024. How do you see the direction of the economy in terms of even our growth rate? Has been one big question. Our debt servicing to GDP has been another major question. As a matter of fact, the budget value seems to increase, yet we don't seem to see a lot of capital development. How has that been your own experience for the past 4 years?
Well, I think there's a lot of issues that we need to address in this country. First, we started with our population, because where your population keep on growing, increasing, outweighing even the economy growth, you are looking for trouble.
Wonderful.
Because by the time the number of your family keep on increasing beyond your income, you know your standard will fall.
True.
That is one.
True.
The other issue that we need to have this kind of collective mind. Let everybody think we have no other country than Nigeria. And irrespective of the situation, no any of our neighbor country can take part of us.
True.
Today, if you move Lagos people, it's more than enough from Togo, Benin, Ghana. They cannot even take us. We will clear everything that is available in their country. So you can see that nobody can take our, even the developed country, they know this. That is why it's not for their interest, for anybody interest, to dismantle Nigeria, because you are going to upset the entire Africa. Secondly, Nigerians were hardworking people.
True.
If you see Nigerian in diaspora, you will respect them. Whatever they decided to do, they do it wholeheartedly. So what it means that the commitment we show beyond the show of the country, we should also show it here inside us. And we need to look at it that this development is for all. It's not only the federal government, neither the state, nor the local government, all of us. Because I cannot imagine you have a price of cement in the morning, it's different in the afternoon, it's different in the evening. The same cement, the livestock, the gypsum, we take it
Forgive
here
me for laughing.
No, yes, because these are things that extracted within Nigeria. Nigeria, we are so blessed with limestone. For the next 200 years, we have more than enough to produce for us. And when we demonstrated it today, we are net exporter. Nobody imports cement. I remember 1975, when late General Murtala took over, many ships were just at the bay for trying to discharge cement. Today become history. Nobody imports cement to Nigeria because we have more than enough. We are not like our neighbors. We have some country that they don't have livestock, the whole country. Take Ghana. They don't have it. So you can see we are blessed with all the minerals that take. So why don't you show love for the country and let us help ourselves? We have the care of infrastructures. Why can't we make this? Then in the economy, what does? Because when you look at people are talking dollar, you begin to ask yourself, for somebody who grow maize, guinea corn, yam tube, what dollar price has to do with it? You go to the seller, you go to the seller, they will say the dollar have gone up. Please, if it is imported, I can see it. But the one that are produced locally here, what dollar has to do with it? So we need to wake up, and the government have to raise up, because we need a time to use iron hand. If not because of the closer border, today Nigeria will have been eating foreign rice. But I can tell you, even in the presidency, there is nobody in Nigeria that doesn't eat local rice, because the local rice, when they polish it, you hardly separate the foreign and the local. That is the extent we have achieved, and this is less than 4 years. And today, Nigeria is the greatest producer of rice in Africa. So if it can apply there, it can apply the other things. Take tiles.
So what are we missing as a people?
You see the greediness, and this started from the government. You can imagine that so many things come without any coordination. Everybody look at it from himself. If you look at the basket of tomato or pepper in the north, compare the price of it in Lagos, you will be surprised. You will not understand this until you go to Mile 2 and buy a basket of tomato. Before you reach Pestac, if you know the tax you will pay, who collects this tax? Is it for the government, for the individual? Why can't you stop all this nonsense? Look, when we want to help ourselves, we say no to all this.
No, pardon me. Let me share a story. I think there was a man, one of the guests actually said he had this friend of his or ours who started a production of maize or one agricultural product, and says, so they asked the man why he came all the way from abroad, bought acres of land and started the planting of that. And why is it that this produce, we don't see your brand in the Nigerian market? He said, no, why would he want to be bothered? That he actually has this agricultural enterprise to produce and export. The reason being that if he produces in the farm and he packages it, and he has to supply from where the production center is to somewhere maybe in Lagos or Kaduna, that the road network itself, the different stoppages, the produce would have spoiled, or major of it would have gotten rotten before it gets to the market. That for him to save all of those headaches, it's better he just produces for export. I think this is just to corroborate
Yes,
with your story.
that is very correct. But what I'm saying, the government are seeing all this nonsense that they allowed it to apply. If you see the taxes, charges unnecessarily, and remittance, we have to say no. This is a hard situation.
Yeah, people feel
So
that because of the poverty, they have to find ways to be able to,
No,
you know,
the government
augment
have
their
to help
revenue
this.
and,
No,
you know,
this
survive.
revenue doesn't go to the government. It goes to the individual pocket. And we can say no to it. If you make life easier, you will get it ease. Believe me sincerely, if you see the prices, there was a time Lagos State liaised with Kebbi State to have eco-rice.
Yes, that's true. That's
So
true.
what we are saying, we don't need to do this. Let's tell ourselves the truth. All these unnecessary charges should be paid out. And therefore, we want everyone to reach to the destination at a cheaper and better. Now we're in hardship situation. Can the local government, state government, and federal government stand for this? They will not. If you know how much a tanker will pay for lifting one truck of oil from Lagos outside Lagos, you will pity them. They will spend up to 100,000. Taxes by the union, taxes unnecessarily. And all these we keep eye to it. And the money go to the individual. Why is it so? We are saying that we are in a hard situation. Let everybody cooperate. And therefore, we'll say no to those who are going to hold anything just for the price to go. The government must put their eyes. You go somewhere, a house store, you will see that even the product will not be taken out until about to expire. Or at time when it expires, they change the date.
True.
This shouldn't be allowed. And the government have the mechanism. They can do it.
All right, we're going to go on a short break. As soon as we're back, Business Matters continues.
Let's talk business. Business matter.
Welcome back, viewers. If you've just joined me, I'm in the studio with the MDA and the CEO of APT Securities and Funds Limited, Mr. KASIMU GARBA KURFI, a very passionate Nigerian who believes that doing things right is good business. Sir, we talked a lot about the judiciary because we're looking at the Nigerian economy, the good, the bad, and the hopeful. We don't want to use the other word to say perhaps not everything is so terrible, because with hope, we know that tomorrow can be better. However, when you look at some of the challenges we face as economic players in Nigeria, electricity happens to be one. Since the inception of the country, as the case might be as a republic, we've never been able to get electricity right. The cost of production for manufacturers are a humongous negative in terms of their balance sheet. What exactly is the problem? Is it that there is a snake in the electrical sector that swallows all of this? Or is just that we may never get it right in order to be able to push enterprise in this country forward?
Well, the truth of the matter, no any economy succeed without electricity. Because whatever sector of the economy, even including agriculture, without electricity, it will go nowhere. And we didn't get electricity right because first we have to generate. If you look at the quantum of the electricity generated today, including the private, is not up to 10,000 megawatt. Nigerian economy need more than 50,000 megawatt. So already there is scarcity of it. How do you promote this? Yes, you can promote this by allowing private to participate. And when you allow private to participate, for instance, you can get a private company, one or two company, they can take care of BI. You can get all these estate, Peston, Victoria Garden City, all these estate, you can get the private that who are willing to do it. That is one. Two, we must get it right. Nigerian doesn't want to pay electricity because we are still working on estimate. This Sudan, as poor as Sudan, if you have mud house, you have electricity meter.
Wow.
Believe me sincerely, if we have electricity meter distributed, we'll not see issue of this because pay as you go, just like GSM. The moment your credit finishes, they will switch you up. So the same thing with electricity. Anywhere you have this meter, once your credit finish, you will not get light. And therefore, people will be mindful. Today, you go and see somebody consume light was 50,000. They will give him an estimate of 20,000. He will start shouting, 20,000. Go and ask Nigerian in diaspora. Some people spend as much as $1,000 for just to electricity their residence. $1,000, you are talking 1.5 million. If electricity give you a bill of 1.5 million, you say, are you a factory? Everybody will sympathize with you. But at it mean you have the meter, you will know this.
Nigerians feel that it's, of recent, the IMFM is recommending that people believe that, the country, so to speak, that electricity supply is actually being subsidized. And IMF is recommending that that subsidy should be taken out. How do you react to that?
Well, they are right to say whatever they want to say. But the truth of the matter that you cannot take everything at once. You merge exchange rate into one. You remove to some example subsidy. You don't do once everything. For the electricity, let it go. Because once someone's electricity is a common knowledge. If there is too much electricity, you will not take more than you need. Do you take more than you need?
No.
It's not food. Therefore, I say I will overeat.
True.
So since this is electricity that you take it according to your demand, if the government decided to subsidize it, I have no problem with that one. Because it's a common knowledge. Everybody take it according to his need. If you have one ball, you will not go and make it 10 ball. So the question is that this is something that, at least for the time being, we want the economy to catch up. We want our productivity. If you go to the Alaba market now, you see most of the tile, the granite you are seeing, they are made in Nigeria.
Wow.
Why? Because they don't have dollar to import the one. And the made in Nigeria is 33% cost of the pouring one. And they work the same. So you can see that if we can subsidize this, all the cost of production will go down. And if we subsidize this, we'll get more productivity, because what we are like in Nigeria is value added. Everything you are exporting is raw. It doesn't make sense to you. You produce cocoa, you sell raw cocoa. No. Give value added. Whatever chocolate they can produce abroad, we can do it better here. And therefore, if you are not, they will come and take it from you.
Do you think we should adopt the Chinese model of entrepreneurial development? Of course, even with Malaysia, Singapore, how they were able to create all kinds of economic zones. Everybody's merging in together to feed one, while you have a national company that goes in to pursue your global agenda.
We can adopt that, or we look at what is fit for us.
Okay.
Because the truth of the matter that Nigerians, they are dynamic. And because of our nature and how we are set up, the question is that whatever will help to produce, do it. And the government should patronize. Because I always feel bad when I see the federal government and state displaying issues that are not produced by Nigerians. What stop textile industry? There is no industry that employ large employment than labor than textile. If the federal government and the state insists every cloth made in Nigeria will be what I will wear as a governor, what you will wear as the president, what you will wear as a state legislator, others have no choice than to go to.
Yeah, I think presently, a lot of them do that presently. Yes.
Increase that, you see more productivity.
Productivity,
You are talking of 230 millions. They have to be closed.
Do we even have the right figure in terms of our population? Because there's some people are saying it's about 200.
We refuse to count ourselves. But even if we refuse to count ourselves, we can count. Because counting, it doesn't matter. Believe me sincerely, it adds nothing. Human beings is better to plan. And you can only plan when you know your numbers. And we don't know our numbers. The last census was during the President Obasanjo did it. Since that time, you are talking about over 20 years without counting yourself. How do you plan? We need to plan. And we must encourage productivity across the board. You have over 20 million cars. On average, you will give them 6 to 7 tires. Times 20 million. You are talking about over 140 million. You don't have a tire industry in Nigeria. Not it. We have rubber. We'll encourage this. Then to import. Look, every stage, if we take it first, let us meet our needs. By the time we satisfy, then we can export.
A lot of people feel, in terms of the economic direction the country has to go, that the state government themselves are not playing the kind of role they should play. Everybody seems to be looking at the federal. What exactly is the role of the state government in driving a very dynamic economy?
I think I want to go even right to the grassroots, the local government. If the local government were put in their right place, they get their this and do the needful, nobody will look at the state. Because the first is the grassroots, is the local government. Ask any community, they know their chairman. They may not know their state governor because it's not from their area, they have never seen him. So if everybody, right from local government, the state and the federal, all work together, it will. You can see many projects that are not profitable going into it, simply because somebody wants to make money. How on earth, a state that has no manufacturing company worth 1 billion, they are spending 10 billion to produce airport. To do what? You don't need it. Is it the airport that is your problem? You don't, I know a state that have no single factory that is worth 1 billion, but they spend 11 billion, borrow from the bank to build the airport. Well, all the state governors are not even residing in that state. Because we have many states that they are just going into ventures that add no value. And we need to tell ourselves the truth. Let's look at value added. Anything that will bring value to your community, to your people, go for it. Anything for the sake of making money for individuals, say no to it. And the federal government should also go oversight. Call the governor to order. You are going into this, you don't have this, you don't have this. Why are you into this?
Now, people are concerned about security and how that has impacted on food production as well as prices. And that has its own negation on the economy. This is one of the bad aspects of, I think, that we need to throw more light in. What solutions should
the issue
actually
of
come
insecurity is a combination of so many things. One started with our judiciary. The judiciary have to put things right, because people that have just little open, you come and overcharge them. And now many people have been stripped their wealth, and they now become bandit, and they now become a problem to the community. Go and see, most of this insecurity are not imported, they are within. So let's pay the reality. Put the local government into proper shapes. Then extend this to the people. Every community, they identify themselves. They know the good, the bad of themselves. So let's encourage community policy, where every community will help you to see that you protect yourself.
I think we have that in terms of vigilantes, so to speak.
No, vigilantes, they are not organized.
Organized, okay.
They are not organized, because at times you see them are errand boys that are also spoiled by the drugs and now become vigilantes. No. In the 70s, we have Endoka, who are before the police, and locally by the people. You cannot hide them. If you are mysterious, they are mysterious. They are within the community. And nobody walk into the community without knowing where he came from. You are in Lagos, you just see somebody coming, before you know it, you tomorrow hear that there is a bomb. Why? Because nobody know what he's doing, and nobody cares to know. No any society move like this. In the developed country, they watch over each other, and they report. So we need this. If we get this right, you'll see that the issue of insecurity will go down. Nobody move from Lagos and go to Katsina and create insecurity. It's the people within Katsina. Zamfara is people within Zamfara. Sokoto is people within Zamfara. So the next you do, identify the channel of all these weapons and make sure that they pay the price.
Looking at, because of time, I'm so excited. Please pardon me, because it is quite inspirational. Of recent, the government has said that they're going to relocate certain headquarters. I think the CBN, or certain departments in the CBN, the aviation sector, and some other sectors as well. You think that is a direction that it should go, or is just another red herring?
You see, in the private business, we do so many things. Nobody talk. Where is Obajana?
I think it's in Kogi State, yeah.
Did Alhaji Aliku build the headquarters of Obajana in Okogi? He is here in Lagos.
Okay.
If you take Boa, where is the headquarters of Boa?
I think he's in Lagos, if I'm not mistaken.
So, where is he producing the cement? Sokoto and Opala at Ido. So, you put where it fit you. For the private, nobody raised the issue. Alhaji Aliku is from Kano, Alhaji Abdul Samad is from Kano. They did not go to Kano and build the headquarters there.
No.
And nobody raised the issues. So, please, when it comes to the business, let the business decide where it fit for them. For me, if it is Lagos, so it be. Today, everybody know, if you take 90% of or 99% of the bank's headquarters are in Lagos, and because of digital, most of the headquarters control the other business because everything is online. So wherever the other choose to go is not issue that bother me, as long as you get it right. What I always want to avoid politics. If you put politics, you go nowhere. Let me give you example, the First Republic. Abu Zaria is the more central in the north than any other. From Taraba, from Ilori, from Kazina, from Sokoto, from Maiduguri, everybody go to Abu Zaria, more central. When they decided to build cement, they go to Sokoto because there is limestone. They go to Ashaka because there is limestone. So it be. So when you take a company at the right place, nobody look at else. And therefore the politicians should try to do the right thing at the right time. All this is uncalled for. If they take somebody from another head to head this one, they will not say, he's from this. So why bother that people move to one place to another? If people move for the convenience of the organization and for the efficiency of the organization, I don't look into it. I'm a private man.
All right.
I do what is right.
I want to say a big thank you, sir. I mean, this has been one of the, and I must say it on air, one of the best time I've actually had on this program. And of course, I think it's part of your own character. But this time is different. I think there is some kind of heated passion that has been driving all of this, because we need to get it right for the sake of not just ourselves and Nigeria, but for the sake of Africa and the story of the black race. Because if Nigeria doesn't get it right, I don't know if the black race is going to be able to tell a different story.
We'll get it right. By God.
I want to say a big thank you so very much for being my guest one more time.
Thank you for having me.
Well, viewers, that's so much we can have on this week's edition of the program. But one more time, I'm going to ask, sir, if we extend an invitation, I hope you're going to honor us as well.
I will.
Oh, fantastic. Because we need guests like this who can, of course, from their own wealth of experience, share with us exactly what we need to do. I myself, for one, have been very educated about some of these issues regarding the economy, and I'm very sure you too have done so. So let us work together to make it right. Nigeria is all we have. We might have some of those challenges, but we can make good. There's no way in the world where there are no challenges. But if we are sincere, if we are not greedy, and if we are our brother's keepers, we're obviously going to create a country we're all going to be proud of. Please stay tuned after this short break.
Let's talk business. Business matter. Business matter. Let's talk business. Business matter.
Well, viewers, that's so much we can bring to you on this week's edition of the program. I'm so excited about what we've looked at in terms of the economy, the good, the bad, and the hopeful. We can get this right, and I hope perhaps as the government themselves are giving listening ear to this program, as well as other programs on air, so that we can take these ideas, create the kinds of motion that we need, so that we can have movements that are progressive. We all need it in Nigeria. Nigeria must get it right. May God help us as a country. My name is Stephen Ipalobo Losin. Until I come your way again, bye-bye for now.